So for today's Sunday morning Western, number 101, woo, I watched a Anthony Mann Western. I've seen most of his Westerns. I'm missing a few. Um, Anthony Mann and I share a birthday. Yes. So I like to watch his films. Um, where is I going with this? Oh, so I watched one of the ones that was shown this week on TCM, but I missed it when it was on TCM because I went to go see Blue Velvet, as you do. So this was The Naked Spur. It's one of the westerns he did with Jimmy Stewart. It actually only has 5 cast members: Jimmy Stewart, Janet Leigh, Robert Ryan, Ralph Meeker, and Millard Mitchell. And technically a band of Native Americans that are, it's sort of like the entire film. Everyone is sort of presented as horrible and great at the same time. And they're presented as peaceful people until the horrible deserter dude um, shoots at them, basically, and then they get defensive. So it's not like a positive portrayal of Native Americans, but it's also not like a horribly racist portrayal either. So that's good. This film was shot in Colorado. It's set in Colorado and also Lone Pine, California. I never made it to the Lone Pine Film Festival, and I'm still upset about it. Someday I will make it to the Lone Pine Film Festival. um, a rarity among westerns, this film was nominated for its screenplay by the Academy, and it has a great screenplay. Like it's one where like all of the characters slowly throughout the film, you learn more and more about them, and you have one idea of who everyone is at the beginning, and by the end, you're just like, oh my god, there's so much to know about people. It's wonderfully written by Sam Rolfe and Harold Jack Bloom, and it's this is slightly spoilery. It's sort of like a western, and then there were none, in that by the end there's almost none left, and there's only 5 characters, so you can just imagine how this goes down. But essentially, the plot is that Jimmy Stewart it's in the late 1860s. Jimmy Stewart is tracking down Robert Marshall, what the fuck? I can't talk. Robert Ryan, who is wanted for murder. He tracks him to the Rockies where he meets an prospector, Millard Mitchell, and he's my favorite character in the movie. He's just this guy who just doesn't ever find his pot of gold. And now he's in Colorado. You'd think he'd be looking for silver, but he's still looking for gold. They also run into, as I said, an ex-army soldier who's been kicked out for doing bad. He's been doing bad things to Indians, basically, and Indians, Native Americans, and that's so they kicked him out, and he's the one that causes problems. Played by Ralph Meeker, who you will remember from Kiss Me Deadly. And there's a hot picture of him with Barbara Stanwyck, but I don't know what movie that's from. I'm just on his Wikipedia, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, whoa. Anyways, so it's from a film called Jeopardy, apparently. So the 3 of them band together. They're trying to find this dude. They find him, Robert Ryan, with Janet Leigh, who was supposedly the daughter of Robert Ryan's old best friend, who's now dead. So you got these 5 people together, and Janet Leigh has one idea of who Robert Ryan's character is, and they all have one idea. Like the prospector has one idea of who the Jimmy Stewart character is, but the army lieutenant knows a little bit more because he's not quite as dumb as the prospector. And then eventually everyone finds out everything about everybody, and somebody dies, and true colors are shown for everyone, and people who are maybe sympathetically bad turn out to be horribly bad, and people who are horribly good turn out to be sympathetically good, and it's very complicated and interesting, but also a very tightly shot film. It's 91 minutes. There's not a wasted shot in the entire film. There's not a wasted scene in the entire film. There's not a wasted beat. The emotional resonance starts at the beginning, and you hold on to it all the way through the end. Jimmy Stewart gets to do that yelling thing that we all love when he does. It's just a great film. Someone's got to point out a historical inaccuracy on Wikipedia. Welcome to the world we live in. So, actually, I think I've done... Oh, there's so many more Robert Ryan movies I want to see. I missed a bunch of them when we were showing them. Yeah. Someday. Anyways, this is a great film. It's available on DVD. I think there's a Anthony Mann set somewhere. And I highly recommend this. It's in the National Film Registry. You can rent it. You can watch it on TCM for a while. It's on a million top lists. There's for good reason. It's a great, great film. Even if you don't like westerns, if you just like really great, insightful dramas, it's a great insightful drama in and of itself. On top of everything else, so you should watch it. It's fantastic. It's from 1953. Anthony Mann's The Naked Spur.